Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi everyone, my name is Nabila Faizah Zahra with student ID 24220080 from Class A1 2024. And today I'm really excited to answer several questions about interpreting. So let's get started. First off, let's talk about what interpreting actually. So, interpreting is the process of conveying spoken or signed message from one language to another in real time. Unlike translating, which deals with written text, interpreting focuses on spoken communication. It requires quick thinking, active listening, and the ability to deliver the message instantly without changing the meaning. This brings us to our next point. What makes interpreting different from translating? Well, while both are about transferring meaning between language, the key difference lies in the medium and timing. Translating deals with written text like contracts, certificates, and translators usually have time to research and choose the right words, while interpreting, on the other hand, is about spoken language. Interpreters work in real time, like at conference or court, so they have to be ready with the right vocabulary on the spot. In short, so translation is written, while interpreting is spoken and immediate. Next, let's go over the different modes of interpreting. There are mainly three modes: simultaneous, consecutive, and whispered interpreting. Simultaneous interpreting is when the interpreter translates at the same time as the speaker is talking. The interpreter listens and speaks in the target language right away, without waiting for the speaker to stop. Usually, they use special equipment like a headset, a microphone, and sometimes a soundproof booth. Especially at big events, this mode is common at conferences, international meetings, and official events. This mode requires intense concentration and quick processing, as the interpreter is speaking and listening at the same time. Next, consecutive interpreting. Consecutive interpreting involves the interpreter speaking after the search language speaker has finished a segment of their speech. The speaker will pause, allowing the interpreter to deliver the message. This mode often involves note taking, to help the interpreter recall the full message. It's commonly used in business meetings, legal proceedings, and medical consultation. Lastly, whispered interpreting. Whispered interpreting is a form of simultaneous interpreting where our interpreter sits or stands very close to the listener and whispers the interpretation directly into their ear. This is typically used for a very small audience, often just one or two, in a setting where a full booth setup is not feasible or necessary. So, what does it take to be a good interpreter? It's more than just knowing the language. Several key aspects contribute to an interpreter's success. Okay, mastering the topic. A good interpreter is not just a language expert. They must also understand the subject matter deeply, whether it's medicine, law, or technology. Familiarity with the topic ensures accurate rendering of complex idea. Next, enhancing specific vocabulary in the topic. Building on topic mastery, interpreters need a rich vocabulary specific to the fields they work in. Jargon, technical terms, and nuanced expression must be at their fingertips to convey message precisely. And then note taking, especially crucial for consecutive interpreting. Effective note taking is not about transcribing every word but capturing key idea, names, number, and logical connector to reconstruct the message accurately. And then the verbalization. This is the process of extracting the meaning from the words rather than just focusing on the words themselves. A good interpreter understands the underlying message and concept before re-expressing it in the target language. Next, reconceptualization. After the verbalizing, the interpreter then reconceptualizes the meaning in the target language, finding the most appropriate linguistic and cultural equivalents to ensure the message resonates naturally with the audience. And then involve emotion, like sound, intonation, mimic, and gesture. As delivered by the speaker, an excellent interpreter does not just convey words, they also transmit the speaker's emotion, tone, and intent. This includes matching their sounds, intonation, facial expression, and gestures to the extent culturally appropriate, making the interpreted message feel as authentic as the original. Finally, let's talk about how to improve your interpreting ability. Like any skill, it requires consistent practice and smart strategy. One effective way to practice interpreting is by doing it daily for 2 or 5 minutes. Short, consistent practice keeps your brain active without tiring it out. For deeper training, choose 3 or 4 1-hour video like documentary or speech and spread your practice across the day. And try playing 10 seconds of a video and then pause and then interpret. This builds memory and quick response. And always take notes to capture key points. Even in simultaneous practice, focus on understanding, not just reading script, and work with longer chunks of speech to handle complex ideas. Pay attention to intonation and tone. Avoid sounding flat. Practice with a partner for real interaction and feedback. Add vocabulary drills. Record yourself and review to improve. Above all, and to convey meaning, not just translate words. Alright, I think that's all I can share in this video. Thank you so much for watching and I hope it's useful for everyone. See you in the next project. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.